Well, dang. Yesterday we were talking about Mitch McConnell. If Mitch McConnell was still amongst the living. And today we learned that Lindsey Graham has gone on to glory. That's right. If you're just waking up and you haven't heard the news, Lindsey Graham passed away overnight at the age of 71. Senator Lindsey Graham's office put this statement out over on his Twitter account, and it reads, quote, "On the evening of Saturday, July 11th, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away from a brief and sudden illness. Senator Graham's family appreciates prayers at this time and asks for privacy during this incredibly difficult period." And all of the news media outlets are reporting that he passed away from a sudden illness. But then we see things like this. News breaking live. This is over on Threads. Emergency Medical Services received a call around 8:30 p.m. for a person suffering chest pains at a Capitol Hill home owned by Graham. According to the audio, about 25 minutes later, emergency personnel said that CPR was in progress and that a man at the house was suffering from cardiac arrest. And they got this from, I guess, WAPO, which is, I believe, the Washington Post. Y'all correct me down below. So when people say, like, sudden illness, I'm thinking like a bad case of the flu or pneumonia. But cardiac arrest, that I don't view that as sudden illness. Cardiac arrest is similar to a heart attack. Yeah, why can't you just say a heart attack or a cardiac arrest? The choice of wording is just, yeah. Anywho, but then I saw this. Embodiment with Emily posted this, the last movements of Lindsey Graham. She says, to review, Lindsey Graham just met with Zelensky in Ukraine. Bullet point 2, he came back and announced a bipartisan agreement with the White House for sanctions on Russia in a huge step forward for a bill he's been spearheading for years. Bullet point 3, he was scheduled to appear on Meet the Press on Sunday, presumably to discuss this bipartisan agreement, sanctions on Russia. Bullet point 4, he then died from a, quote, brief and sudden illness, end quote. The rumors are flying over there on Twitter. Rumors and conspiracy theories. And you know, Laura Loomer is right there in the center of it. Anywho, y'all know Lindsey Graham was up for re-election in South Carolina, right? Well, I want to take this opportunity to introduce you to Lindsey Graham's Democratic opponent. Her name is Dr. Annie Andrews. South Carolina, she is in need of some financial assistance. So if you have a couple of dollars, $5, $10, go on over and donate to her campaign. I went over to her website to see what her policy positions were. Here are some of her policy positions when it comes to healthcare. She supports expanding affordable healthcare, protecting Medicaid, and capping prescription drug costs, strengthening rural hospitals, and treating healthcare as a human right. When it comes to Social Security and Medicare, she opposes cuts and has criticized proposals that would reduce benefits. She supports asking the millionaires and billionaires to contribute more to strengthening Social Security. Yeah, millionaires and billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and all the rest of Donald Trump's billionaire buddies. When it comes to economy and taxes, she wants to end tax breaks for the Jeff Bezos and the Elon Musk. She wants to tax large corporations. She wants to raise wages, expand paid medical leave, and make childcare more affordable for the rest of us, right? When it comes to women's health care, she supports restoring protections of Roe v. Wade and protecting access to contraceptions and fertility care, and she opposes the government being involved in our personal medical decisions. Lindsey Graham was in direct opposition of that. He supported a national abortion ban. When it comes to gun reform, she supports universal background checks. She wants to get rid of assault-style weapons, and she states she does not want to take guns away from law-abiding owners. When it comes to immigration policy, she supports stronger border security while also wanting to create a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants who meet certain requirements. When it comes to foreign policy, Israel, she calls for ending endless wars and requiring congressional approval before committing U.S. forces to major military action. She has criticized Graham's interventionist approach. We all know Lindsey Graham was a huge warmonger and stood lockstep and barrel with Israel. When it comes to campaign reform, she says she will fight political corruption and emphasizes that she is not a career politician. She was against, these people like Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham who have made being in Congress their whole entire career. How long has Mitch McConnell been in Congress? Bernie Sanders, 35 years in Congress, and what legislation has he passed to show for his time in Congress? Anyway, that is Dr. Annie Andrews' policy positions. Do your further research to find out who she is as an individual and what she has had to say out there on her social media platforms. Yep, Senator Lindsey Graham is no longer with us. And I believe the state of South Carolina is in the process of holding a special election to fill that seat. I've said it on more than one occasion. We don't mock or celebrate illness, sickness, or death over here. The one thing that I will always remember Senator Lindsey Graham for is when he spoke truth in this moment. Back in 2016, Lindsey Graham tweeted this: "If we nominate Trump, we will get destroyed, and we will deserve it." No truer words ever spoken by Senator Lindsey Graham. Anywho, before I head out, I want to thank a couple of people who sent me some love over on the CashApp. I want to thank Cassie. Cassie, thank you so much for your donation to me over on the CashApp. I really do appreciate it. And I want to thank Miss Paulette B. Thank you, Paulette, for your support and your donation over on the CashApp. As for me, I'm going to go over on my couch and finish my coffee, and then I'm going to spend the day cleaning out my fridge. What y'all doing today?